And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here to beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Sorry for the delays. We appreciate everyone being patient here on the stream as we're in the second half. Utah Valley is on top 2-0 over UNLV. The Rebels have been dominated so far in this ball game as we are in the 55th minute. Substitutions for Utah Valley and UNLV. Some of the stat lines, as we mentioned, the Wolverines are on top 2-0. They've had 10 shots. 4 of them have been on goal. 1 corner. UNLV has had 9 shots. 3 of them have been on goal. The goals for Utah Valley in the 6th minute was by Juliana Carter, her 4th of the year, and then Jocelyn Bybee scored her first career goal in the 50th minute after Emberly Sevilla went to clear the ball and it hit off of the head of Bybee for the goal, and that is why UNLV is trailing this one 2-0. The Rebels are 3-4 on the year. Utah Valley 3-5-1. UNLV was victorious in its last game against NAU. I was trying to get back on a winning streak after they had a tough 3-game road stretch against Duke, University of North Carolina, and Texas A&M, all national ranked opponents. Rebels were outscored 15-0 in that contest, but they were able to come back against NAU on Friday night to win it 2-1. Utah Valley, they are 3-5-1, 3-1-1 at home, but on the road they are 0-4. They might be able to break that one here today as they are up 2-0. UNLV really hasn't had a lot of scoring opportunities, really high chance threats. They don't have Michaela Morris. It's one of their top goal scorers over the last few years. Morris has her ankle heavily bandaged. She wasn't warming up in pregame. She hurt it in the first half against NAU on Friday. As UNLV trying to find some rhythm offensively. The Rebels haven't been able to find the back of the net a lot this year. Just 6 goals. In all of their defeats this year, they have been shut out. And UNLV trying to find the open player down the left side. That was Izzy Perez who had scored a goal against NAU in their last game. Lourdes Bosch had the game-winning goal as Malika Markham was trying to find it. Free player down on the left-hand side, but unable to find the open player, and it's out of play, and it'll be a kick for the Wolverines. This is the last game, second to last game non-conference for UNLV before they head on to conference play. They actually will start conference play throughout the rest of the year until they play SUU for the final game of the year on Senior Day, as UNLV forces that one in. But the starting goalkeeper, senior, Ali Hara, has been on top of her game today. He's pitching a shutout against UNLV. Utah Valley's had 8 fouls compared to UNLV's 6. Sadie Brockbank went out with an injury early on in the start of the second half as Jaden Noguez is able to draw the foul, and she is slow to get up real quick. UNLV on the year, as we mentioned, just 6 goals. They've given up 20. They average about 11.7 shots per game. They've got 9 so far. As Alyssa Granados will have the free kick, a junior midfielder from Palm Desert, California. Started the last game. It went all 90 minutes against NAU. UNLV in their home whites. A little bit of pink in the uniform. All blacks for Utah Valley is either a shot or a pass attempt. Couldn't see what it was. Went over the goalkeeper, out of play. It'll be a free kick here for Utah Valley. Who's in control here as we approach the 60th minute here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Nice cool day here at Peter Johann Memorial Stadium. Busy soccer week for men's and women's soccer here at UNLV. Utah Valley kind of taking the air out of the ball here, just kicking it back and forth, making UNLV a little frustrated as they're approaching the blind corner. UNLV has had many corner opportunities. The first goal for Utah Valley came off of a corner, and now The Wolverines will clear it out, waste as much time as they can. Sevilla will quickly come up and will pass it around. As Granados is in a little bit of trouble here. Now she kicks it back out to Sevilla, and we'll fire it on over to the left-hand side. For Utah Valley on the year, they started off in Michigan. They lost to Michigan State 3-1, and then Michigan 2-1. Had wins over Cal Poly 2-0, Cal State Fullerton 2-1. Lost to San Jose State 1-0. Their lone game against a Mountain West opponent were blanked by Santa Clara 5-0. Beat UTEP 2-1, and then lost to BYU 0-1, and then tied their last game against San Diego. While they have a 3-5-1 record, trying to get one game below 500. UNLV trying to get to 500 with a 3-4 record. Rebels are 1-1 here at home with the win against NAU on Friday night. They did drop their first game of the year, which was a shutout. That's the big thing for UNLV in their losses this year, the inability to score goals. All their wins, they've scored 2 goals, and all their losses, they've been able to find the back of the net. Granted, 3 of those were against top-ranked opponents, as Utah Valley has an opportunity here on the left-hand side. Shot attempt goes into the chest of Sevilla. And Sevilla will wait for her offense to get set up here. UNLV trailing this one 2-0. As I mentioned, appreciate everyone for being patient with us with our technical difficulties. Glad we can get some of this game on air for y'all to see. As UNLV trying to get on the left-hand side. Player goes down, and it is going to be a goalie kick here for the Wolverines. UNLV led by head coach Chris Shaw, 69, 39, and 8 in his tenure here at UNLV. Wolverines trying to waste as much time here. UNLV using a couple different substitutions that they haven't used so far this year. Obviously with the Michaela Morris being down, Chris Schaub switching up his offense and his rotation a little bit here for UNLV, is now Utah Valley will try to switch it here. Now they have it on the right-hand side looking for the cross. This one will go into the box looking for the header, but UNLV is able to knock it out momentarily. But I get a free runner for Utah Valley. Open shot attempt, but that is way wide and high. And Sevilla will have the kick, and UNLV will try to get back on the offensive edge here. 11 shots for Utah Valley. 5 of them have been on goal. 12 shots. 6 of them have been on goal. For UNLV, as we mentioned, they'll start conference play here on Friday against Utah State, and then they will be back on the road. 3 straight home games after 5 straight road games. Those road games against Boise State, San Diego State, and New Mexico. As UNLV looking for the lead player on the left-hand side. This is Izzy Perez. Perez looking for the cross. Try to make a move, but is denied defensively. Utah Valley has been fantastic so far on the defensive side, limiting UNLV. Not really many golden opportunities for the Rebels so far in this game. And the Rebels will have the free kick here in the blind corner here in the press box at Peter Johann Memorial Stadium. UNLV with the free kick. Can't get anything going in the box, and Utah Valley will try to switch the fields, but a good takeover by Samantha Bailey, and Bailey going to try to do it herself. She puts one up in the box area, but too far out in front. Nobody was really there for the Rebels, and waste another opportunity. Utah Valley will go back on the attack here, up 2-0. Utah Valley on the year offensively, they have scored now 11 goals. They've given up 15. They average about just 8.4 shots per game. So they've been able to score some goals, but they haven't been able to get a lot of shots. As McKenna Sullivan, she will check in for Robin Pollard. Sullivan, a senior from Las Vegas, Nevada, scored 1 goal on the year against Cal Baptist. She came off the bench last game against NAU for the first time this year. You see now second straight appearance off the bench for Sullivan. She had 2 shots, so Coach Chris Shaw trying to get some spark offensively as Katie Ballou trying to fire it on over to Sullivan as ball's poked around here. Almendares will head it on over to Ballou. I think for UNLV here in the 65th minute, they want to score at least 1 goal by the 80th minute. Try to feel a little bit confident in a comeback opportunity here. As Juliana Carter, who is the leading goal scorer for this Utah Valley team. She now has 4 goals on the year. Now Utah Valley trying to get their third. The speed here, opportunity shot, and I believe it's going to be poked up in the air. Thought that ball was going to go over the net, but I believe it was deflected by one of the defenders for UNLV, Troy Holloman. And Emberly Sevilla had made contact with the post there. And now UNLV quickly switches the field, trying to get the cross on the right-hand side. They can't keep it in play, and it'll be a goal kick for Ali Hara. Just 1 corner in the ball game. That was by Utah Valley, and they scored the first goal of the ball game off of it. Throw-in opportunity here for UNLV. Actually, yep. Looked like Almendares was setting up the ball for a free kick, but it'll be a throw-in. Almendares will fire it on over to McKenna Sullivan. Almendares, a senior on this UNLV team, has been a fine defensive player. She's also been, in the game against NAU, really started a lot of offensive opportunities with her crossing attempts, streaking down the left side of the field as Utah Valley is able to force a turnover here. Now trying to use the speed, going 2-on-1, shot attempt, and Sevilla is able to knock it out of play. A save for the sophomore from Las Vegas, Nevada, her 4th of the ball game. And it will present the second corner of the ball game for Utah Valley as they try to put this ball game away, go up 3-0 on UNLV. Corner will come in. It's in front of the net. It's a good header, and it is a goal for Utah Valley. Off of the deflection. And the Wolverines have put themselves on the board 3-0 here in Las Vegas, Nevada. We'll wait for the official word on the goal scorer. It's hard to tell with all those bodies in front of the net. And it's going to be, we got the confirmation, number 10, Juliana Carter. That is her 2nd goal of the game. So impressive for the sophomore from Jasper, Texas. In the 68th minute, UNLV, after such a promising game against NAU, a victory after breaking that 3-game losing streak to nationally ranked opponents, and today the Rebels have been outplayed by Utah Valley in this one. And UNLV trying to at least get something on the board here. McKenna Sullivan on the left-hand side. She is triple team. Will put up a high cross attempt, but it sails over the net, out of play, and it'll be a kick for the goalkeeper for Utah Valley. So Emberly Sevilla, was giving up 2.27 goals per game this year, and that number is a little bit inflated, facing some stiff competition, including the number 1 ranked team, North Carolina, as Almendares, as that ball deflected on a pass attempt here, now going into the blind corner. No assist on that? 22 on the assist. And they're going to give the assist to number 22, Jenna Shepard. That'll be her second assist of the year. As Utah Valley on top 3-0 here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Wyatt Tomchek on the call. UNLV looking for the long throw in here in the box. So Valley is able to knock it away, and now Troy Holloman, who is into the ball game, will get it momentarily. Well, the most important thing for UNLV, obviously with a defeat like this, is that they do start conference play, and that is the most important part of the season for UNLV, because only a certain amount of teams will make it in the Mountain West. UNLV has been able to defend their championship they won a few years ago, just missing out on the conference tournament championship, or conference tournament in the Mountain West, as we're going to have a whistle and a foul. Rebels, last year they finished tied for 6th. Missed out on the conference tournament for the second straight year. They were projected to finish tied for 5th. And UNLV looking for something offensively with a spark, as Taylor Clark is able to get possession, and she is taken down hard. No whistle is called. Clean play, as we are less than 20 minutes away from the finish in this ball game. And Emberly Sevilla will be taken out for UNLV, and Ellie Renata will check in, the junior from Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of Western High School. She's had a couple appearances this year, including 1 start. So she will be in the box for the rest of this ball game. Kenna Sullivan trying to retain possession. Now Paige Almendarez has it. Almendarez looking for somebody to get open, and she fires it over to Noguez, who will switch the field on the right-hand side for Josie DeCunzo. She is unable to keep that ball in play, and another substitution here for Utah Valley. Rachel Anderson is in for Amber Tripp. UNLV will have a throw in here. So, mentioned not the finish that UNLV wanted after a 2-1 win against NAU. For Utah Valley, they will pick up their first win since September 14th against UTEP. And a shot attempt by UNLV will go over the net, out of play. Still, the Rebels are scoreless here in the 72nd minute. 15 shots for Utah Valley, 7 of them have been on goal. 9 shots for UNLV, 3 of them have been on goal. I mentioned for Utah Valley, they only average about 8.4 shots per game. Shot percentage is at .487. They have been the more aggressive team and the better team out of the gate, scoring in the first 6 minutes of this ball game. As Jaden Noguez comes up with the turnover here, she's got a little bit of separation. She'll fire it over to the middle of the field in front of the box. A shot attempt here for UNLV into the chest of Alihara, and she comes up with the save. That is her 4th of the ball game, and UNLV remains scoreless. Probably the best opportunity UNLV has had all game for a goal. As Ariana Reyes fires it on over to Sullivan. Sullivan falls down with a little bit of contact, and now Utah Valley trying to switch the fields and get it back on UNLV's side. They do momentarily. Now they'll have a little separation. 4-on-1. Samantha Bailey uses her speed, and player goes down, and it's going to be a foul call on Samantha Bailey. She doesn't like it. There's been no cards in this ball game. That is the 7th foul on UNLV, 10 overall for Utah Valley. And it'll be a free kick here for the Wolverines. looks like Siri Dahl is throwing the free kick. This is in front of the net, little dribbler, but good job by Renata to poke the ball away, and now UNLV will quickly go on the offensive attack here, but the number's too much. And we got a player slow to get up, and we're going to have a stoppage of play here. Can't see who that went down for UNLV. Hate to see that in a ball game like this. And now the athletic trainer will coming out for the Rebels as we are just about to hit the 75th minute mark. 3-0 here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Second to last non-conference game for UNLV. As we have a stoppage of play here, and obviously this is the last thing you want to see in a game like this, with the outcome pretty much decided. As you can see, that Coach Christian, why he's put in so many different substitutions, players who haven't had as many minutes as other people on the year. Wait to see who the number is for UNLV, that player down. Fell down hard trying to get something going and was on a 4-on-1 disadvantage. And it is Alyssa Casso. And Casso very gingerly walking towards the sideline for UNLV, and you hope it's not anything serious because Casso is the leading goal scorer for UNLV. She scored 2 goals on the year. They all came in the CSU Bakersfield game. That came within 23 minutes of playing time for her. An impressive performance that got UNLV the victory on the road. And we're going to have some substitutions here for UNLV. Number 13, Alyssa Kolek is in. So is number 22, Alyssa Vigilon. Sadie Baghdad is into the ball game, and that will end the day for Ali Hara. Baghdad will try to keep the shutout going for Utah Valley, as they have dominated this game, scoring in the first 6 minutes. And then quickly in the second half, they scored in the 50th minute and then in the 68th minute. Second goal, Emily Sevilla had my eyes turned away but was told she went to clear the ball away and didn't see a player kind of lurking next to her and hit it off the head and went in. Here, Paige Almendares is out of the ballgame for the Rebels as head coach Chris Shaw, realizing the deficit is too big here with too little time, trying to get some players in. Haven't gotten a lot of experience, and also keeping the star players off on the bench and keeping everyone healthy after you just saw Alyssa Casso be taken off with an injury. You know, we haven't seen Michaela Morris in this game. I mentioned her ankle was wrapped up. She wasn't warming up. So hopefully it's nothing too serious that we can see her on Friday against Utah State. Morris hasn't scored this year, but she is a big offensive threat for UNLV, trying to find some rhythm offensively. And that's been the key, I think, with Chris Shaw looking at it. They got to score goals. You know, only 6 goals so far on the year in 8 games is just not going to cut it out in any conference. Is UNLV looking for the cross on the right-hand side. For Utah Valley, they got to feel confident being able to score 3 goals against a Mountain West team of UNLV and, you know, kind of get some rhythm going offensively. You know, they had only scored 1 goal in their last 2 games. They had a stretch where they were shut out in 3 out of 4 games. And this is their highest goal total on the year. So for Utah Valley, got some confidence going in their conference season, as that one is going to be out of play on a cross attempt. And it'll be a goal kick here. Kenneth Sullivan is able to come up with it. Give it on over to Ariana Reyes on the left-hand side, looking for the cross. She'll fire one in way high, and that's about the multiple times I've seen UNLV just try some cross opportunities and nowhere close to the intended target. So it'll be another goal kick here for Utah Valley after this game against UNLV. They will head back home to play North Dakota State. 5 p.m. Mountain Time will be the scheduled start for that one. And then they start WAC play against CSU Bakersfield, New Mexico State, and California Baptist. They start their 2 out of their first 3 at home. They'll play their next 3 out of 4 at home. Well, UNLV, they'll have that tough stretch where they do start the year here at home against Utah State, but then on the road for 3 straight games against Boise State, San Diego State, and New Mexico before heading back for 2 straight games against Air Force and Colorado College on October 11th and October 13th. See this game kind of slowing down a little bit. A lot of substitutions on both sides. Players just trying to feel it out, maybe get something going, as we're going to have a whistle and looks like a foul call or either out of play, as UNLV will have another substitution here. Darian Gambetta will check in for Samantha Bailey, who is playing with that big cast on her right arm. So it'll be a throw in for UNLV. Less than 10 minutes ago here in Las Vegas, Nevada. McKenna Sullivan trying to create some offense on the right-hand side, has the ball poked away, but she has the throw-in. Utah Valley able to clear it out. Back over to Gambetta, who will fire it on over to Taylor Clark. Clark finds Alyssa Kolak on the left-hand side, looking for some separation here. UNLV looking for the cross on the left-hand side, now in the blind spot. And a player goes down, the ball's kicked out of play, and Utah Valley player slow to get up, but seems to be all right. And I believe a throw in here for UNLV, looking for another cross opportunity here. And I believe we're going to get a whistle and a push-off on Robin Pollard. So it'll be a free kick here as we start to wind it down here in Las Vegas, Nevada. A nice Sunday late afternoon, as we can officially say here in Vegas that the 100-degree temperatures are behind us and we won't have to see them until next year, which is a big relief, and probably a big relief for these players who, that first month of training camp and those first few games, it is brutally hot on this field. Ball kicked out of play, and it'll be a throw-in for UNLV. Mentioned a busy soccer day. The men's team will be playing next. 7 p.m. is the scheduled start time. We'll see if it has to be pushed back a little bit. We're approaching 5:47 local time here in Las Vegas. UNLV trying to get some confidence in their offense, maybe get at least one goal, and trying to avoid being shut out for the 5th time this year. Now Utah Valley getting on the attack here is a lot of space for number 27, Amanda Mingleson. She'll switch the fields now over to the left-hand side, Utah Valley. Trying to add one more. A shot attempt is going to go wide to the right and out of play. Free kick for Ellie Renata, who is into the ball game for Emberly Seville, if you're just joining us. You're looking for UNLV. They lost this first game of the year to CSUN 1-0. Were able to reel off 2 wins in a row against Cal Baptist University and CSU Bakersfield. And then the tough road trip against number 12 Duke at the time, number 1 North Carolina at the time, and Texas A&M. The UNLV lost by combined 15-0. Most goals UNLV has given up this year is 8 against North Carolina. UNLV hopes they don't ever see anyone get close to that number this year. But for UNLV, they will go 1-1 on this homestand this weekend with the win against NAU and a couple players getting their first career goals, including Izzy Perez and Lourdes Bosch. Bosch with the game winner came in just her second game. Played a total of 50 minutes last game. Perez was a big offensive threat. She had 5 shots in her 86 minutes of total action. So for UNLV, just try to figure out who's going to be that go-to offensive threat. I lost a lot of scoring last year and had to replace a lot. See with Michaela Moore's sideline right now with an injury. Who is going to be the player to step up for UNLV? We have a throw-in for UNLV or for Utah Valley. UNLV trying to clear it off, and Robin Pollard now has it. She'll try to switch the fields over to Villegas. Less than 5 minutes to go here in Las Vegas, Nevada. UNLV versus Utah Valley. Utah Valley on its way to its 4th win of the year, 4-5-1. UNLV 3-5. Utah Valley has been the aggressive offensive team. 16 shots, 7 of them have been on goal, way above their average. While UNLV 11 shots, 4 of them have been on goal. Utah Valley's had both of the corners in this ball game. Very rare. See that few corners, as we might have another corner opportunity here. We'll see. Utah Valley looking for a cross attempt here on the left-hand side. UNLV playing in front. Now Utah Valley, it's a player going, and then a turnover. And UNLV try to get something positive here in this ball game. They fired on over to McKenna Sullivan on the right-hand side. She'll try to use her speed. Can she keep it in play? She cannot. Out of play, and it'll be a goal kick here for Utah Valley. But 2 corners for Utah Valley, none for UNLV. 10 fouls in the game for Utah Valley, 8 for UNLV. Utah Valley had 1 offside. UNLV, they faced obviously the 16 shots. They really make 4 saves. Another 4 for Utah Valley. No cards in this ball game between both of these teams. Utah Valley has given up 9 yellows this year, while UNLV just 3. That's one thing for UNLV they can pride themselves on. They haven't hurt themselves in that department, drawing the yellow or red cards. As Taylor Clark comes up with the ball, she'll give it up to Robin Pollard. Pollard Jr. from North Carolina looking for the cross attempt here on the left-hand side. Shavara low cross in to McKenna Sullivan. Sullivan's shot attempt is blocked. Sullivan trying to go for it, but it's cleared out momentarily by Utah Valley, 2 defenders. And Taylor Clark trying to find any room to get possession, but I believe she picked up a foul, or it might be a throw-in. Hard to see on that left-hand side. There's going to be a throw-in for, actually no, sorry, free kick, so it will be a foul on UNLV. Utah Valley will bring it over the midfield line. Less than 2 minutes here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And a whistle, and it looks like a free kick here for, nope, going to be a throw in here for UNLV. Pass attempt is deflected in the box. As UNLV will play this one out, they'll kick it out of play. Trying to waste as much clock here and
1 minute remains. 1 minute.
Take this 3-0 defeat, and a rare home loss here for UNLV. Already their second on the year here at Peter Drum Memorial Stadium. UNLV has been, over the years, fantastic at home, but this year they just haven't been able to defend the home field. Hopefully that can change in conference play. We're going to have another throw in here for Utah Valley. They'll throw it in, kick it back out. Cross attempt here in UNLV. Looks like Darian Gambetta bounces it off of her chest and clears it out. 15 seconds remaining here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And Utah Valley will come away with the victory here. They come to Vegas and blank the Rebels 3-0. Wolverines improve to 4-5-1 on the year, while UNLV, they fall to 3-5 on the year. And a frustrating setback for UNLV. They felt like maybe their offense was starting to get into a rhythm here after a 2-1 win against NAU, but the Rebels have to go back to the drawing board. They start conference play next week against Utah State. We'll have the call on the Mountain West Network on Stadium, and I'd like to thank everyone for joining us here today, and once again sincerely apologize for the lengthy delay on our technical difficulties. We're trying hard to get it to work, but sometimes technology does not want to work with you. We apologize, and we thank everyone for being patient with us and sticking with us. And hope to see you next time. And for Utah Valley, good luck to them on the year as they win this one 3-0 here in Las Vegas, Nevada.